Hey everyone, Brendan here. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of Creed's Codex, Legends of the Psions. So we have a decent chunk here on some lore and history of the Psions, and this is not a reflavored magic system. The Psion is a martial character in the version that I've built. The main focus was to make them distinct and not feel like a reflavored spellcaster, and this instead gives them some at-will abilities that are psionic in nature, and they can power those up. So anyways, really detailed summary of their history and lore and how you could fit this into your game. We've got the emergence of psionics. We've got their stronghold, Zephyr's Veil. There's a whole bunch of lore history pieces here that you can, depending on your game, totally skip, jump right into the mechanics, or you can get some inspiration here or drop it as is. There's a few factions listed here on their different goals and objectives, as well as how to join them. So let's jump straight over to the Psion class itself. I've got some Psion builds here at the beginning. There are a few different flexible pieces you can kind of add together to build out some of your favorite characters from other media. Their psychic powers are the things that set them apart and the unique staple to this class. Think of Barbarian Rage, Bardic Inspiration, etc. This is their thing. You get to choose a couple of them, and as you level, you can pick up more of them. Their really cool feature is the way that they can augment these. So this is cumulative. Force Move is probably one of my favorites, where it's that iconic ability to move creatures around. Let's just run all the way through here. If you'd spent 10 points, you can move the creature horizontally up to an additional 5 feet times your intelligence modifier. Augment 5 was you can move a creature up to 10 feet vertically. So in this case then, we have two versions of that, so you can move them up to 20 feet. And then Augment 1, since you can target an additional creature, and you spent 10 points, you can now target 10 additional creatures. And this can be super useful for reconfiguring the battlefield. You may be thinking, we don't fight 10 creatures that often, but you may be fighting 5 or 6 creatures, and you can move yourself and your party around as part of this. So you can totally just reposition the battlefield, dumping all your points into this, which can be super powerful, especially if there's like environmental hazards or shoving people through doorways, hold that wizard out of danger. They pick up fighting style. They've got extra attack coming online. Then we jump into subclasses. Chronostride. They have some control over the timeline. Their biggest piece being able to summon a version of themselves that jumps in, does something, and then jumps back. The Ectocraft. This would be think like Green Lantern, where they're kind of bringing things into play, all the way up to being able to bring a construct into play online at level 11. So some cool options here. Ethershift. This is all about teleportation. Fate Sight. They have extra reactions that they can do with this idea that they have kind of foreseen some of the future, and based on that, then they can kind of choose how they want to play it. And Psyforge, there is a more offensive, a more defensive, and then a more support utility-oriented version. We've named these mind frames with this idea that you've kind of merge with whatever sort of stance you want for that period, and then with a few different options there. So vocations. So this is structured around the idea that you can kind of specialize in whatever you want to do. So you've got some base versions. You've got one specific to unarmored defense. You've got one specific to all of the psychic powers. You also have one specific to your disciplines. So lots of options there. We have a background with the Chrono Sentinel Apprentice. And we have the Exochron race. They have bonuses are based on your class. And you can pick up a bunch of cool stuff that amplifies the class that you've chosen, with the idea that these people are building their exoskeletons to better do whatever it is they want to do. So specialize in that. And feat pass. There are 5 connected feats, and you have to pick up each one in order to hit that last one, and they keep getting progressively stronger. We've got some awesome spells in here. There's all sorts of fun stuff with being able to kind of get some more psionic themed capabilities here. We've got magic items in here, all kinds of cool stuff here, and this does include, I will highlight it here and actually take the time to use that pen. Boom, boom, boom. Cost. I included a base cost for you, because that has always bugged the crap out of me. Why not put that in there? You can choose to not use that cost. You can have your own cost, and obviously I put a whole bunch of assumptions in here on what that cost is kind of derived from, but without a base there, like it just feels lazy. So there's a cost associated with those. Fun. Awesome. Use it. And then each of these has a variations of them. So like a rare variant, very rare variant, legendary variant. You can have them level up with you. Creatures. We've got a ton of cool creatures in here. I wasn't expecting quite to have this direction of stuff, but there were some great ideas thrown out during the campaign, so we built it. And we've got like Chrono Sentinel. We've got the Chimera. Kick-ass battle. We've got a bunch of Psion NPCs. So if you want to have them either allies, henchmen, enemies, what have you, You got the options here, and then we've got the legends. So we've got Cog and his little buddy and everything else. And that little buddy is a gargantuan construct. There's a bunch of details on tactics and example encounters and loot and plot hooks, all that sort of stuff. So it should be great to go ahead and pick up, add to your game, and run with it. Anyways, this video was a lot longer than I was anticipating, but there's so much good stuff in here. It's hard to keep it short. I hope you are excited about this and want to check it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message. Hope you're having an awesome day, and let's jump into the next one. All right, take care.